Very swagat, so good morning, Nepal. Today, it's very special episode lined up. Why? Because today we are celebrating Kangchenjunga in the spirit of K70. K70 is very important for us because it celebrates and gives tributes to the legacy and the communities, people living in the Himalayas in Kangchenjunga. And to celebrate this, we have two very special guests with us today. Help me welcome them in the show. We have first our very first guest, Sir Graham Wrigley, the founder of Samriddhi Pahad. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And with him, we have Mr. Sanjeev Neupane, CEO of Samriddhi Pahad. Welcome to the show, Azur.
Namaste.
Both of you here are today joining us in the bright, beautiful morning from Kangchenjunga itself. You came back from Kangchenjunga, and I would like to know, how is Kangchenjunga right now?
It's beautiful.
Yes.
It is a place of great beauty, and the mountain, and also the people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's inspiring to go there.
Our mountains, our people inspires the world, and it's really beautiful to see. Begin our morning with our mountain talk. So when we talk about Kangchenjunga, K70 is a highlight. So we would like to start our conversation of knowing more about what is K70.
Sure. I mean, this is 70th anniversary of the first ascent. George Band, Joe Brown, but also, you know, an incredible group of Nepali Sherpas, Dava Tenzing and others have got to the top. And we're using this to talk about, celebrate the 5 treasures of Kangchenjunga and the history, but also looking forward to how a new pathway can be formed to benefit the local communities. But also preserve the beauty I just talked about through a 5-pillar program.
Wow, that's beautiful. Sanjeev ji, K70 को आवश्यकता किन पर्यो जस्तो लाग्छ हजुरलाई?
कञ्चनजङ्घा 70 को चाहिँ जुन हामीले अहिले मनाउन गइरहेका छौं, यो चाहिँ हिमाललाई पर्यटनसँग जोड्ने एउटा प्लेटफर्मको रूपमा चाहिँ हामीले लिएका छौं, जसले चाहिँ जुन नेपालमा भएको हिमाललाई चाहिँ अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय पर्यटकसँग जोड्ने त्यसको चाहिँ एउटा कार्यक्रम, जसले चाहिँ कञ्चनजङ्घा जस्तो क्षेत्र जो चाहिँ अलि अरु हिमालहरु भन्दा चाहिँ अलिकति कम उक्त क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ पर्यटकहरुको गइरहेको चाहिँ देखिन्छ। यो कार्यक्रमले चाहिँ उक्त क्षेत्रलाई अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय रूपमा प्रवर्धन गर्न मद्दत गर्छ भन्ने एउटा उद्देश्य छ भने, अर्को कुरा चाहिँ स्थानीय समुदायलाई चाहिँ पर्यटकसँग जोडेर उहाँहरुको चाहिँ आर्थिक अवस्थामा चाहिँ हामीले केही सुधार गर्न सकिन्छ कि भन्ने चाहिँ हाम्रो उद्देश्य सहित यसलाई चाहिँ एउटा प्लेटफर्मको रूपमा अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय पर्यटकीय गन्तव्यको रूपमा चाहिँ प्रवर्धन गर्ने उद्देश्यले कञ्चनजङ्घा 70 चाहिँ हामीले मनाउन गइरहेका छौं.
Exactly. When we talk about the Himalayas and every part of the Himalayas, it's very important to uplift the local communities as well. Sometimes we tend to forget that essence and the beauty. So when we talk about Kangchenjunga, both of you have been traveling to Kangchenjunga and most of the remote places in the country as well. So let's make it very light, and I want to ask, what has been your favorite memory while doing K70 or while traveling to the remote places of our country? How has your experiences been? What is your one favorite memory?
My one favorite memory of Kangchenjunga was for the first time walking up the Simbua Valley. It's absolutely spectacular. You start in the bamboos and you end up in 1,000-year-old woods, and just 3 days later you're at Kangchenjunga base camp. And yeah, it's, you know, I don't think you can see that anywhere else in Nepal. And along the way meeting the wonderful people of Nepal.
Wow. Sanjay ji, हजुरको लागि चाहिँ के छ त्यो एउटा मेमोरी भनेर एकदमै याद के आउँछ?
मेरो चाहिँ अब कामकै सिलसिलामा पनि म धेरै पटक कञ्चनजङ्घा क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ यो घुम्ने मौका पाउँछु र त्यहाँ गएर स्थानीयहरुसँग छलफल गर्ने र त्यहाँको आवश्यकताहरु के छ भन्ने छ। त्यहाँको सबैभन्दा ब्युटिफुल कुराहरु भनेको चाहिँ अब त्यो क्षेत्रको अत्यन्त सुन्दर नै छ। केही अब अरु कुनै पनि अरु क्षेत्रसित अलिकति कम्पेयर गर्ने बेलामा चाहिँ त्यो एरियालाई चाहिँ हामी अनटच्ड भनौं, अनटच्ड एरियाको रूपमा चाहिँ हामी देख्छौं। सर ग्रामले भनेको जस्तै चाहिँ उक्त क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ अब एकदमै जंगलहरु, अब त्यो एरियाको चाहिँ पर्यावरण चाहिँ एकदमै कहीं नपाइने नदेखेको चाहिँ जस्तो देखिन्छ र त्यो एकदमै सुन्दर छ त्यो क्षेत्र चाहिँ। र उहाँको स्थानीयहरुलाई पनि त्यसलाई चाहिँ संरक्षण गर्नमा उहाँहरुको चाहिँ ठूलो योगदान छ। त्यसमा चाहिँ यो कञ्चनजङ्घा कन्जर्भेसन एरिया भन्छौं, जसको व्यवस्थापन चाहिँ कञ्चनजङ्घा कन्जर्भेसन एरिया म्यानेजमेन्ट काउन्सिलले गर्नुहुन्छ।
हजुर,
उहाँहरुले चाहिँ त्यो एकदमै आफ्नो थोरै स्रोतकै बावजुद पनि मेहनतले चाहिँ उक्त क्षेत्रलाई चाहिँ संरक्षण गर्न सफल हुनुभएको छ र एकदमै सुन्दर छ त्यो क्षेत्र
The beautiful memories, because I want to know your experiences, because I've not been there yet, and I have to yes, I'm very bad with going to the mountains and traveling in the Himalayas, so I have to do that. While talking about it also makes me feel like I'm missing a lot. But what we are trying to do is an impact to the Kangchenjunga and the people there. But you are the founder, you are the CEO. Must have been a long journey together. How it has been working with each other? Sir Graham.
Yeah. Well, it is a long journey, but I should also give credit to a lot of other people who've been working, Dr. Ghana World Wildlife Fund, KCMCA, the Kaduri Foundation, but we have been working a long time. I mean, working together is wonderful, working with Sanjeev. His commitment, walking up and down the valleys and working with
How long years it has been you've been together working? How many years?
2011. We started Samridha Pahad in 2011. 2011 देखि चाहिँ हामी सुरुवात गर्यौं. सुरुको अवस्थामा चाहिँ यो हिमाली क्षेत्रहरू, पहाडी क्षेत्रहरूमा चाहिँ वित्तीय पहुँचको कार्यक्रमहरू चाहिँ लिएर गएको थियौं, जहाँ चाहिँ त्यो भनेको चाहिँ बैंकिङ सेवाहरू चाहिँ समुदायमा पुर्याउने कार्यक्रमहरू थियो. 2017 देखि चाहिँ हाम्रो अलि बढी केन्द्रित चाहिँ हामी यो कञ्चनजङ्घा संरक्षण क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ उहाँहरुसँगको सहकार्यमा हामी त्यो क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ काम गर्न थाल्यौं.
So कस्तो थियो त उहाँसँग काम गरेको यात्रा? How was it?
सुरुवाती अवस्थामा चाहिँ अब अलिकति अध्ययनकै क्रममै थियौं. अब एकदमै यही गर्नुपर्छ भनेर पनि उहाँहरुको सोच थिएन. र आवश्यकता के छ, नेपाली समुदायको आवश्यकता के छ, नेपालमा चाहिँ के आवश्यक छ, जसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यहाँको स्थानीय इभन स्थानीय समुदायलाई चाहिँ फाइदा पुग्छ, त्यो कुराहरु चाहिँ तपाईहरु एक्सप्लोर गर्नुस्, त्यसमा चाहिँ हाम्रो सहयोग रहनेछ भन्ने नै हो उहाँहरुको. र त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब यो डिमान्ड बेस भने जस्तो अब स्थानीय आवश्यकतालाई परिपूर्ति कार्यक्रमहरु, आवश्यक हुने कार्यक्रमहरु चाहिँ हामीले लिएर गयौं. र त्यसले गर्दा अहिलेसम्म हेर्दाखेरि जर्नी स्मूथ नै छ. स्मूथ जर्नी नै छ.
Okay, the journey has been smooth. Okay.
So, you're being polite. It's 14 years, but it feels like 28. Like
oh, wow. That's amazing. I think it's the energy. Synergy is very important while you are working together. That needs to be matched. So we see amazing results like K70. So, Sir Graham, you have also experiences on expeditions as well, if I'm right.
Not really expeditions, but I did meet. I mean, I came to Nepal the first time in 1981, and I met Ed Hillary.
Oh, wow.
And he asked, and he inspired me. And he asked me to help set up the Himalayan Trust in the UK. So that was, I mean, I climbed a bit, but nothing.
No, so you had an experience knowing and helping Edmund Hillary,
as
you mentioned.
I met him, I met him in
How was that experience like?
You know what, it's just like George Band. People from the last century, so modest. I was sitting down on a wall in Kumjung school, boasting, basically for 45 minutes to this older guy who I didn't know. And he said, where have you been? I said, I've been to 6,500 meters. And he said, that's fantastic. And he left. And then the Sherpa said to me, so what do you think of Sarbed? And I felt so embarrassed. I started raising money and we became friends. But he, amazing guy. And George Band was on the 50. And he was my predecessor, chairman of the Himalayan Trust. And in actually the 50th anniversary, 20 years ago, George said we should move to Kantipur, and that's what we've been doing in the Himalayan Trust. We look after 34 schools.
Taking forward the legacy of someone such a great man, how does that pressure feels or not?
You can't, there's no pressure. Ed was Ed, and also, Tenzi, the different people, but I think more inspirational to I mean, it's easy to be inspired in Nepal because of the people. He had Angry to Sherpa, but it definitely has, all the work we do in Samra Pahad, as Sanjeev was saying, is through the local community, through KCMCA, and that was one of Ed's visions. He wanted to be working with the local people and only working on projects they believed into. It's like an indicator that you're doing something that is wanted, not a white elephant. And also, just a long-term vision. I think good development takes 10, 20 years. and Ed always thought like that.
Yes, definitely. When right people and visionary people take the legacy, we make great examples, and that is what K70 is also trying to do. That's such a wonderful initiative both of you are taking lead on. Sanjeev ji, हजुरलाई समृद्ध पहाड 2011 मा सुरु भयो भन्यो. यसको खोल्नुपर्ने आवश्यकता चाहिँ हजुरले किन देख्नु भयो? देशभरि घुम्नु भएको छ, हजुरले रिमोट भन्दा रिमोट प्लेसेस जानु भएको छ. यसमा के यस्तो देख्नु भयो जसले गर्दा चाहिँ तपाईलाई लाग्यो कि यो खोल्नुपर्छ, यो हुनुपर्छ भनेर?
अब यसको मुख्य उद्देश्य चाहिँ समाजमा अथवा समाजमा चाहिँ के कस्ता कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ हामीले प्रवर्धन गर्दाखेरि स्थानीय समुदायहरूले चाहिँ यसबाट फाइदा लिन सक्नुहुन्छ भन्ने नै थियो हैन. 2011 मा चाहिँ हामीले अध्ययन गर्ने बेला त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ एकदमै टटकारो रूपमा चाहिँ वित्तीय पहुँचको आवश्यकता चाहिँ देखिएको थियो. त्यो बेलामा अहिलेको जस्तो गाउँ गाउँमा ब्याङ्कहरूको सुविधाहरू त्यो बेला थिएन. भइरहेको सहकारीहरूको पनि त्यो लेभलको क्षमता वृद्धि को कार्यक्रमहरू चाहिँ चलि नै रहेको थियो, तर ब्याङ्कहरूको पहुँच चाहिँ त्यो क्षेत्रसम्म पुगेको थिएन, जसले गर्दा त्यहाँको स्थानीय बासिन्दाहरू पनि यो वित्तीय सेवाबाट वञ्चित थिए कि. हजुर, त्यो अध्ययनले देखाइसकेपछि अनि अब अलिकति तराई रिजनमा चाहिँ धेरै नै ब्याङ्क तथा वित्तीय सङ्घ संस्थाहरूले सेवा दिइरहेको अवस्था देखियो. अब पहाडमा जाँदाखेरि अलिकति सबै कुरा अपरेसन उहाँहरूको अपरेसन व्यवस्थापनकै कुराहरूलाई पनि गाह्रो थियो उहाँहरूलाई. र त्यो कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ हेरेर हामी चाहिँ एउटा ब्याङ्कको सुविधा अथवा सेवालाई चाहिँ हिमाली तथा पहाडी क्षेत्रहरूमा प्रवर्धन गर्नुपर्छ भनेर त्यहाँबाट सुरुवात भएको थियो. त्यही गर्ने क्रममा चाहिँ अब नेपाल सरकारले पनि विभिन्न समयमा नयाँ पोलिसीहरू लिएर पनि आउनुभयो. अहिले चाहिँ सबै गाउँपालिकाहरूमा चाहिँ क श्रेणीको ब्याङ्कहरूको ब्रान्चहरू खोल्नुपर्छ भन्ने छ र अहिले चाहिँ धेरै जसो गाउँपालिकाहरूमा सबै ठाउँमा चाहिँ ब्याङ्कको सुविधा पनि पुगेको छ. त्यस्तै लघु वित्त सङ्घ संस्थाहरूले पनि धेरै ठाउँमा ब्रान्चहरू खोलेर त्यो सेवा दिनुभएको छ. अनि सहकारीहरूको पनि गाउँ गाउँमा आफ्नो उपस्थिति चाहिँ छँदैछ. त्यो एउटा फेज.
सञ्जीवजी, अब जस्तै मैले हजुरले यो भनिराख्दा जोड्न मन लाग्यो यो प्रश्न. हामी हिमाली विभागको हिमाली ठाउँको जब पनि कुरा गर्छौँ, यहाँको एउटा गाह्रो पार्ट के पनि छ भन्दाखेरि यसको जोग्राफिकल फिचर. जोग्राफिकल फिचरले गर्दाखेरि पनि हामीले त्यहाँ सरसुविधा चाहिँ जसरी पहाडसम्म पुर्याउन सकिरहेको छौँ त्यति सहज तरिकाले चाहिँ माउन्टेन्समा पुर्याउन सकिरहेको छैनौँ. सो त्यो भइराख्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो जोग्राफी च्यालेन्जलाई पनि तपाईँहरूले चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ ट्याकल गरेर चाहिँ यो सरसुविधा चाहिँ कसरी पुर्याइरहनु पर्छ? जब कि ब्याङ्किङ एन्ड फाइनेन्सियल इन्स्टिट्युसनको कुरा गर्दै हुन्छ, जबकि नेपालमा फाइनेन्सियल लिटरेसी एउटा त्यो पनि एउटा ठुलो समस्याको रूपमा नै देखिरहेको छ. यो चाहिँ कसरी हेरिरहनु भएको छ?
यसमा चाहिँ हामीले पक्कै पनि किनभने हिमाली क्षेत्रहरूमा चाहिँ जसरी तराई रिजनहरूमा अथवा तराई क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ सुविधा जति सजिलै हामी लान सक्छौँ, माथि जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ त्यसको अपरेसन कस्टहरू पनि त्यही अनुसार नै बढेको देखिन्छ हैन. अब त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अब बिस्तारै एकैपटक चाहिँ अलिकति सम्भव नहुने नै रहेछ. बिस्तारै चाहिँ अब सेवा सुविधाहरू पनि अब यो पहाडी क्षेत्रहरूमा पनि पुग्दैछ. जस्तै इन्टरनेटको सुविधा भयो भने ब्याङ्कलाई धेरै सजिलो हुँदो रहेछ. अनि अब यो सेक्युरिटीको कुराहरू, बाटोहरू एक्सेस भयो भने ब्याङ्कहरूको सुविधा पनि त्यही अनुसार बढ्दै गएको पनि देखिन्छ कि. त्यो चाहिँ एकदमै छ. तर अब यसलाई चाहिँ अब पर्यटनसँग जोड्ने बेलामा हिमाली क्षेत्रहरूमा दुईवटा कुराहरू छ. एउटा चाहिँ अब पर्यटकहरूलाई कसरी यातायातको सुविधासहित एउटा ट्रेकिङ स्टार्ट हुने पोइन्टसम्म लिएर जान सकिन्छ, त्यसको ड्युरेसन चाहिँ जति सक्यो हामीले घटाउन सक्यो भने कञ्चनजङ्घा क्षेत्रहरू जस्तो जो चाहिँ अलिकति टाढा छ यहाँबाट यातायातको कारणले गर्दाखेरि त्यहाँ चाहिँ अलिकति आकर्षण चाहिँ बढ्न जान सक्छ भन्ने छ. जस्तै त्यो क्षेत्रमा पुग्नलाई नै अब हवाई यातायातको सुविधाहरू भयो भने चाहिँ पर्यटकहरू चाहिँ सजिलै उक्त गन्तव्यमा पुग्न सक्ने भए हैन. अब त्यो बिचको जुन ट्राभल टाइम हो नि त्यो घटाउन सक्यो भने चाहिँ त्यो क्षेत्रमा आकर्षण बढ्छ भन्ने छ. अब त्यसमा चाहिँ हामी लागिरहेछौँ.
Exactly, it's a big challenge because when we talk about the geography, one geographical challenge is still people, places are Kathmandu. When we look at Kathmandu is not only Nepal. There's so many places that we've not been able to reach out. There can be geography challenges, there can be local communities challenges. Everything is still a challenge, from education to health access. It's a bigger challenge for everyone, as you mentioned as well also, but you are working on it, and that sounds so beautiful. Someone is working on it, trying to make an impact. Sir Graham, my question for you is, you have a background, you have also a career in global finance, also you have been working on it, global finance and development. It's very important when we mention finance and development, we need strategies. When we talk about mountains, we need investments, we need to bring investments. Because of that, we might not have a proper solution how we can uplift communities, because finance is very important. So how do you think, what kind of investment strategies we can bring that can support the mountains, especially Kangchenjunga?
Look, that's a great question. I think the first thing, it needs to be long term.
Yes.
And secondly, it needs to be holistic. It can't just be on one aspect. And that's what KCMCA are doing with their 5-year plan. and the 5 pillars. And I think we're trying to support them, working with all these other amazing partners we have, to bring in people with the right expertise. So on conservation, it's World Wildlife Fund, UNESCO now, Red Panda, and bringing expertise and financial support to tackle each of these 5 pillars. We were lucky to have NIMB working on how do you get access to finance to private sectors, which is a huge part of this role. And then working with, local capacity development. Well, there we work with KFW, NMA, the Nepal Mountaineering Association, and Ming David, creating a porter training school. So when you go on your trip, we'll get you great local porters from Kantipur. Rather than like 5 years ago, literally porters would come from Annapurna to go to Kangchenjunga, and that's not going to help the local community.
What you are doing is a very grassroots change you are trying to make, and that
with KCMC, they're driving this. We're supporting.
Yes, and as you said, you're supporting, but this doesn't look like a support. It looks like an initiative that you are working really hard. Also, while we say so, grassroots level changes or to uplift and local community, it cannot be possible with just your initiative or leadership. Government collaborations are equally needed. Absolutely. Everyone is equally needed. Lots of collaboration, which we don't even talk about. Everyone's collaboration is needed. So how this collaboration journey has been for you to do K70 or to work with the local communities? Anyone can answer this question.
Yes. So यसमा चाहिँ हामी पक्कै पनि किनभने स्थानीय संस्था जुन कञ्चनजङ्घा कन्जर्भेसन एरिया म्यानेजमेन्ट काउन्सिल हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँहरू चाहिँ स्थानीय संस्था नै भयो जसको जिम्मेवारी चाहिँ कञ्चनजङ्घा संरक्षण क्षेत्रलाई व्यवस्थापन गर्ने रहेको छ हैन। र उहाँहरूको साथसाथै चाहिँ स्थानीय सरकारहरू, प्रादेशिक सरकारहरू चाहिँ र केन्द्र सरकारसँग पनि सम्भव भएसम्म चाहिँ हामी सहकार्यमै अगाडि बढिरहेछौँ र उहाँहरूकै नीति निर्देशनहरूलाई चाहिँ फलो गरिकन हामी चाहिँ कार्यक्रमहरू तय गरेका छौँ। त्यही गर्ने क्रममा चाहिँ अघि सर ग्रामले पनि कुरा उठाउनु भयो, यो 5 पिलर्स भनेर जुन चाहिँ कञ्चनजङ्घा कन्जर्भेसन एरियासँगै मिलेर हामीले चाहिँ एउटा अवधारणा तयार गरेका छौँ, 5 खम्बे अवधारणा, जो चाहिँ कञ्चनजङ्घा कन्जर्भेसन क्षेत्रलाई चाहिँ यसलाई चाहिँ विकासको रूपमा चाहिँ अगाडि बढाउने भनेर एउटा चाहिँ अब प्रमुख पिलरको रूपमा यो वातावरण संरक्षण भनेर राखेका छौँ। किनभने त्यो क्षेत्र नै त्यस्तो छ कि जैविक विविधताले भरिपूर्ण हैन, अब एकदमै लोप उन्मुख प्रजातिहरूको वासस्थान स्थल, त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ भोलि गएर त्यसलाई चाहिँ संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ भनेर हामीले चाहिँ पहिलो पिलरको रूपमा ल्याएका छौँ। त्यसै गरी चाहिँ अब यो गर्ने क्रममा विभिन्न सङ्घ संस्थाहरूसँग चाहिँ हाम्रो सहकार्य छ। अघि उहाँले पनि मेन्सन गर्नुभयो, युनेस्को, यो डिपार्टमेन्ट अफ नेसनल पार्क अब विभागहरूसँग सबैसँग चाहिँ सहकार्यमा चाहिँ हामीले कुराहरू गर्दैछौँ हैन। त्यसै दोस्रो चाहिँ यो दोस्रो पिलरको रूपमा हामीले लिएको चाहिँ यो इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर जो भनेको चाहिँ अब जस्तै पर्यटकहरू पुग्ने ठाउँहरूको कुराहरूमा गर्दाखेरि लजहरूको चाहिँ व्यवस्थापन गर्ने हैन, टी हाउसहरूको कुराहरू, ट्रेलको सेफ्टीको कुराहरू चाहिँ हामीले त्यसमा गर्दैछौँ हैन। त्यसै गरी चाहिँ तेस्रो रूपमा चाहिँ स्थानीय समुदायकै क्षमता अभिवृद्धि गर्नुपर्छ। उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ भोलि पर्यटक गइसकेपछि पर्यटक एन्टरप्रेन्योर उहाँहरू बन्नुहोस्, त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अहिलेदेखि नै हामी उहाँहरूलाई चाहिँ तयारी गराउँदैछौँ। विभिन्न तालिमहरूको मार्फत चाहिँ हामीले दिइरहेछौँ र अघि उहाँले पनि भन्नुभयो पोर्टरहरू, स्थानीय पोर्टरहरूलाई नै हामीले त्यहाँको स्थानीय समुदायलाई चाहिँ तालिमहरू प्रदान गरेर एउटा चाहिँ जब क्रिएसनको कुराहरू पनि हामी गर्दैछौँ। बिस्तारै त्यो अगाडि बढ्दैछ। त्यसै सहकारीहरू मार्फत जुन कम्युनिटी इन्स्टिट्युसन भन्नुहुन्छ, सहकारी मार्फत त्यहाँको स्थानीय समुदायलाई एकीकृत गरेर कृषिमा, किनभने त्यो सप्लाईको कुराहरू पनि छ, धेरै पर्यटकहरू गयो भने चाहिँ उक्त क्षेत्रको लागि सप्लाईहरू पनि चाहियो नि, त्यो छ भने अर्को कुरा चाहिँ अब पर्यटकहरूलाई सुरक्षित राख्न र त्यहाँको चाहिँ व्यवस्थापनलाई चाहिँ एकदमै इफेक्टिभ बनाउनको लागि चाहिँ यो स्मार्ट टेक्नोलोजीको पनि प्रयोग गर्नुपर्छ। आउने दिनहरूमा पर्यटन व्यवस्थापनको साथसाथै यो पर्यावरण संरक्षणमा पनि प्रविधिको प्रयोग गर्नुपर्छ भनेर यो चौथो पिलरको रूपमा हामीले ल्याएका छौँ। र यो अन्तिम चाहिँ गन्तव्य कञ्चनजङ्घालाई चाहिँ अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय ट्रेकिङ गन्तव्यको रूपमा चाहिँ प्रवर्धन गर्नुपर्छ भनेर गन्तव्य प्रवर्धनको रूपमा चाहिँ यसलाई चाहिँ हामी अगाडि बढाउनुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ हाम्रो सोच छ। र यही 5 अवधारणालाई चाहिँ हामी अगाडि बढाएर विभिन्न सङ्घ संस्था, सहकारी निकायहरू, सरकारी निकायहरूसँग चाहिँ समन्वयमा काम गरिरहेको छ।
Wow, that's very important that you have this collaboration, especially from the government, because it adds more value. You would like to add on this anything that you would like to add on this question as well?
I just say that the future of Kangchenjunga belongs to Nepal.
Yes.
The national government, the local government, KCMCA, and the local community. So right from the very beginning. And honestly, so far, it's been very supportive at all levels, as Sanjeev just said.
Yeah, so. Exactly. It's all about the support and the collaboration where we shine together. Welcome back. As we were talking about the most important event that is happening, K70, to preserve, to celebrate the legacy and the communities in the Himalayas, Kangchenjunga K70, and to celebrate this, we have inspiring guest, Sir Graham Wrigley, Chairman of Himalayan Trust UK, and also the founder of Samriddhi Pahad, and the CEO of Samriddhi Pahad, Sanjeev Neupane. As we were mentioning about so many sides about how from government collaborations to working with the people, to working and bringing lots of even tourist perspective viewpoints, how we can do it better is very important. But with that also your experiences are really important, because with that you keep doing what you do. So you both have traveled lots of countries, I think, and also in Nepal also you have traveled so many places. So what is something very unique or special about Taplejung or Eastern Nepal that stayed with you? Anyway, this is for both of you.
I think
because lots of people might think, why Kangchenjunga, why only Taplejung, why not us? So that question comes from a little of jealousy as well. Yeah. So that's why I'm asking this.
Look, Nepal has many beautiful places. I think the people, what is amazing about Kangchenjunga is in such, a tight area, these high passes, is having such diverse groups of people, Limbu, Rai, Boti, Sherpa, Bhotia, all in harmony, and you can kind of feel, where the history of people moving across the borders, Tibet, China, India, so close. I think that for me is
it's
amazing.
Special for you as well.
Yeah, underneath the 5 treasures of Kangchenjunga and the 5 peaks.
Yes, of course. And for you, topic
yes, अब हामी चाहिँ सोशल अर्गनाइजेसन पनि भएको हुनाले विभिन्न जिल्लाहरूमा चाहिँ विभिन्न आवश्यकताहरू पहिचान भइरा हुन्छ हैन।
हजुर।
त्यही सन्दर्भमा ताप्लेजुङको पनि आफ्नै खालको आवश्यकताहरू चाहिँ हामी देख्यौं र त्यहाँ गएको बेला अब त्यो चाहिँ हाम्रो पहिचान छ र त्यसमा चाहिँ हामीले उहाँहरुको स्थानीयहरू चाहिँ अब जिल्ला वाइज नै उहाँहरुको डिफरेन्ट हुनुहुन्छ हैन। अनि अब त्यहाँको स्थानीय कल्चर, त्यहाँको अब राई, शेर्पा, लिम्बू जो चाहिँ त्यहाँको चाहिँ प्रमुख बासिन्दाहरू हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँहरुको आफ्नै खालको एउटा कल्चर छ, आफ्नै खालको चाहिँ सभ्यता संस्कृति छ, त्यो चाहिँ रमाइलो छ।
Yes. So you've been working with Nepalese people. Have you learned anything Nepalese language or not? Any words that you know?
Bolio.
Bolio?
Bolio. Strong.
Strong. Oh, you learned the right word.
Because actually that's Kangchenjunga. It's strong. It's a strong mountain. Strong spirit. Strong people. I just now coming back, all the porters would come past Bolio.
Bolio.
Yeah. And the last day they said to me, out of sympathy, Bolio. Bolio.
Yes, and Bolio is definitely strong, is definitely an attitude and meaning that talks a lot about Nepali people also. So we will take pride in that as well.
So much stronger than us.
And I think it's a beautiful, stronger relation also we are making. So Bolio relationship also we are working on and making on. When we are talking about traveling places, I cannot miss this question. Food is very important. Okay, I think what I am really good at is foods, because I'm a big time foodie. So what is that food in that area that really makes you want to go to the place again and again? The food.
Yeah, अब उक्त क्षेत्रमा त अब नेपालमा अरु ठाउँ जस्तै नै अब रेगुलर खानाहरु चाहिँ छदै छ।
हजुरको फेभरेट चाहिँ के हो?
हामी त अब पहाड हिँड्ने मान्छे भएको हुनाले दाल भात नै ठीक हुन्छ।
दाल भात तरकारी, yes.
हजुर 24 आवर।
दाल भात power 24 hour. Very true. And for you?
Gunza momos. Momos made in Gunza.
Momos?
Momos in Gunza.
Okay,
wonderful.
You love eating them?
I love them.
You love making them as well? Have you tried?
I have, but I prefer eating them.
Okay, you prefer eating them. That's so lovely. I think there's so many memories together as well. Yeah. But when we talk about mountains, mountains definitely gives us the kind of life lessons that we don't even think about. We didn't even plan about. So what has been that life lessons for you from mountains, Sir Graham?
I'd say, and I'm kind of like probably too fast in lots of things I do, and I think in the mountains, pistari, going slowly, starting a steady pace, not going too fast, keeping the group together, And I think that is, every time I go in the mountains, I feel, yeah, it's a good, you have to respect the mountains and go steady, and I think that's a great life lesson for me.
Oh, wow. हजुरको लागि के छ लाइफ लेसन माउन्टेनबाट?
काम गरिरहेकै सन्दर्भमा पनि कतिपय अब यो एकदमै पर्यावरणीय हिसाबले एकदमै महत्त्वपूर्ण क्षेत्र पनि छ। यसमा चाहिँ अब एकदमै विकासलाई पनि तीव्र गतिमा लिएर जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ पर्यावरणलाई नै कतिपय अवस्थामा चाहिँ यसले असर पनि पार्ने रहेछ। सो सर ग्रामले भने जस्तो बिस्तारै चाहिँ हामी त्यो क्षेत्रमा चाहिँ काम गर्नुपर्छ, जसले गर्दाखेरि त्यहाँको वातावरण र पर्यावरणलाई पनि त्यति धेरै हानि नोक्सानी नपुगोस् र उक्त क्षेत्रबाट चाहिँ स्थानीयले त्यस जति सक्यो धेरै चाहिँ त्यसबाट फाइदा लिन सकुन् भन्ने नै छ। सो हाम्रो अब पोलिसी नै बिस्तारै
Wow, that's so nice. I recall the song also, बिस्तारै. The attitude, definitely everything is an attitude, and that's how we take it. But when we talk about mountains, now it's very important to talk about climate change impact that we see in the mountains. How, in your experiences while doing event there, while doing anything in the communities, how much you have seen climate change impact to our mountains? Sir Graham.
I mean, like, not just with the work with Summit Pahad, but also with Himalayan Trust. You know, there's a lot of rain in the east, and you know, landslides. You know, we've been losing like a classroom a year on average through landslides. The trails, you know, are being affected the whole time, and you know, and it's dangerous. That creates danger and huge hardship for the local people. You know, glacial lakes are starting to develop up in the Upper Gunza area, but you know, for the communities, it's there as a fact of every day. And you know, if a path has been wiped away, there was a path between Yamfordin and the Simbua valleys that's not accessible anymore, then that's, you know, a huge issue for the local government and KCMCA to invest in new pathways. So it's tragically it's impacting everybody's lives every day.
Yes. जलवायु परिवर्तनको हामी जहिले कुरा गर्दाखेरि माउन्टेन्सबाटै सुरु हुन्छ र नेपालको ग्लेसियर्स मेल्टिङको इम्प्याक्टको कुरा गर्ने भने चर्चाको पछि नेपालबाट जब पनि हामी अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय इभेन्ट्सहरुमा जान्छौं, कन्फरेन्समा जान्छौं, कुरा चर्चा जहिले नेपालको माउन्टेन्सको नै हुन्छ। हजुरले चाहिँ यो यस्तो ठूलो च्यालेन्जमा यस्तो हामीले गर्न खोजिरहेको काम यति महत्त्वपूर्ण काम छ, तर क्लाइमेट चेन्ज त हरेक वर्ष एकदमै तीव्र गतिले बढिरहेको र माउन्टेन्सहरु यति भल्नरेबल भइराख्दाखेरि त्यहाँ कस्तो खाले माहौल छ जस्तो लाग्छ?
यसको असर चाहिँ पक्कै पनि देखिन सुरु गरिसकेको छ। अब नेपाल जस्तो जुन चाहिँ एकदमै जोखिमपूर्ण छौं, हामी चाहिँ यसको असर परि नै रहेछ। यो कञ्चनजङ्घा क्षेत्रमा पनि विगत केही वर्षदेखि चाहिँ एकदमै ठुलठुलो अब वर्षाहरू भएर हैन, त्यहाँ चाहिँ फ्लडहरू आउने, बाढी आउने, पहिरोहरूको कुराहरू पनि छ र अघि र मथिल्लो क्षेत्रहरूमा चाहिँ केही तालहरू पनि बिस्तारै बन्दैछन् र त्यो तालहरू भोलि गएर तल जुन बस्तीहरू छ त्यसको लागि पनि जोखिम को रूपमा चाहिँ परिणत हुँदैछन् भन्ने चाहिँ छ। अब यसको लागि सबैले नै पहल गर्ने नै कुरा छ। यसलाई चाहिँ अब कसरी जलवायु परिवर्तनलाई चाहिँ हामी के कस्तो क्रियाकलाप गरेर यसलाई चाहिँ हामी रोकथाम गर्न सक्छौं, अथवा अब यो एक्लै गरेर पनि छैन, किनभने विकसित देशहरूले पनि यसमा जति उहाँहरूले पनि धेरै नै लगानी गर्नुपर्ने छ, किनभने हामी त यसको चाहिँ भागीदार भन्दा पनि हामी त यसको असर परेको सबभन्दा धेरै असर पर्ने देशहरुमा पनि पर्छौं हैन। त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अब विकसित देशहरुले यसलाई चाहिँ अलिकति हेरि नै राख्नु भएको छ, तर यसलाई अझै पनि यसलाई प्रायोरिटीमा राखेर चाहिँ हेर्नुपर्छ भन्ने।
That's a very important thing that you raise, and that would be my question. We are almost at the end of the show, and this would be a very important question as well. Nepal's contribution to climate change is almost zero compared to developed countries, but developed countries' initiative to work on climate change is very crucial. But we still see somewhere developed countries taking it very lightly, the climate change impact, and countries like ours are very, very in a vulnerable position, and we are paying the prices. So what would be your message to the world who are very developed, who contributes to climate change a large scale, what they can do to help countries like ours where the contribution is almost zero?
Look, I think I mean, one of my other roles was working with the British government, and I know you know, FCDO and my old organisation I was chair, British International Investment, are doing a lot. Yes. You know, and hydro in Nepal is important for Nepal, but also for global climate change.
Yes, I think we bring those investments here in Nepal.
I think so. Like BII have now invested over $150 million, and a lot of it is going to be going into hydro.
Yes.
So.
Yes, so it's all about the collaboration. Again, the collaboration not within the country, but also bringing from the other countries as well, and where we expect your leadership as well. We expect your voice to reach around the world as well, and we get those support. K70 has definitely been one of an inspiring legacy that you are trying to build and to promote the mountains. As we are end of our show, K70, what it really means to both of you in one word. Sanjeev ji.
नयाँ गन्तव्य कञ्चनजङ्घालाई चाहिँ आज नयाँ गन्तव्यको रूपमा चाहिँ विश्व सामु लिएर जाने.
Okay. Bring it.
Bolio, strong mountain, strong people, and they will create a great future.
Yes, and today with this Bolio energy, the strong energy we have, we save our mountains, and there are lots of people like them who are making an amazing contribution and making each day count by making those lives in Kangchenjunga valued through financial, working on the financial gap, to creating job opportunities, to vocational training, skills. Everything is important, and you're leading in. Thank you so much for this long journey and the contribution you're making to the mountains. Thank you so much. र यही नोट सँगसँगै अब भने कार्यक्रम गुड मर्निङ नेपालबाट बिदा लिने समय भइसकेको छ. जिम्मेवारी भनेको लिनको लागि तपाईसँग एउटा ठूलो पोजिसन हैन, सुरुवात महत्त्वपूर्ण हुन्छ र सुरुवात गर्दै गर्दै गइसकेपछि तपाईले जीवनमा पाउने त्यो पोजिसन पाउँदाखेरि पनि तपाईले एउटा छुट्टै नै सुख पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ, खुशी पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ. र एक्सपिरियन्सेस म्याटर, र यो एक्सपिरियन्सलाई कन्सिस्टेन्ट राख्नु होला, बलियो भएर अघि बढ्नु होला भन्ने यो एटिट्युड सँगसँगै तपाईको दिन शुभ रहोस् भन्ने हामी गुड मर्निङ नेपालबाट यो विश दिन चाहन्छौं. भोलि शुक्रबार फ्राइडेको एनर्जी लिएर तपाईहरुसँग भोलि जोडि नै हाल्छौं. तर आज भने तपाईले के गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि कान्तिपुर म्याक्सबाट आईपीएल को अपडेट्स लिएर तपाईले एकदमै रमाइलोसँग आईपीएल हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. र यो मेसेज सँगसँगै भने अब हामीलाई बिदा दिनु होला. हामी फेरि पनि भोलि भेट्छौं. हेर्दै गर्नु होला कान्तिपुर टेलिभिजन. धन्यवाद. नमस्ते.